I have found the one metric that largely explains the housing crisis going on in America and here in the Charlotte region. And today, I'm going to show you what it is. All right, welcome back, y'all. If you haven't been here before, my name is Jon Patrick. I'm a full-time realtor here in Charlotte. I've lived in this area for over 40 years. I love it. I love introducing people to the South and helping them relocate here. And I talk a lot on this channel about the market. And typically the phrase I use is we've got too many buyers and not enough sellers, and that new home builders can't keep up with the demand. But this is a problem that's been going on for years, and it's been brewing for a lot longer than that. And I found this one metric, and I wanted to share it with you today because I think it's pretty fascinating, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. Now, if you don't want to sit through the whole video, here's the answer. People aren't moving out of their houses. But if you want to dig in a little bit deeper, here we go. So the past, if you look back to about 1985, homeowners very consistently stayed in their home for 6 years at a time. So you ended up with this constant turnover of people moving. Maybe they moved into their first house, then moved up to a bigger one, and eventually they downsized. That's the trend you tend to see. But then something funny started to happen. And if you look at this graph right here, you can see that right at 2008, the time people spent in their homes started to increase. In fact, recent studies are showing that it's currently at 13 years. I'm going to come back to this chart in a minute, but I want to show you this. It's from real estate firm Redfin. They looked back at county tax records and created this graph showing that, yes, the tenure people had in their homes increased up to about 13 years. And as a matter of fact, if I go to this cool little graph here, they break that down, and I can go to look at the Charlotte metropolitan area, multi-county area, and see that we're a little under that average, but still well over 6 years. So what happened? Well, let's think back, and in 2008, you had the start of the Great Recession. People found when housing prices collapsed that they had no equity, and there was a ton of foreclosures, but not everybody walked away from their house or had to. And so what happened is people had to sit in their homes and stay there and wait to build up equity and wait for the economy to start to recover, for home prices to recover. That drug up that average. And now what you've got is you've got people who've got tons of equity in their house, and there's nowhere to move to. So across the United States, the story has played out very similar. There's hot markets. Charlotte's one of them, where people are staying in their house, so you don't have new inventory coming up. Part of the reason is because there's not another house for them to move up to, and home builders are lagging behind the market. Certainly in an area like ours where people are moving here, home builders haven't been able to build enough homes for people to move to. So they've got all this equity, they want to sit on it now. They don't have somewhere fresh to go to, somewhere new to go to, or maybe the home prices have improved so much they can't afford the area they really want to go to, and so people are just staying in their houses. And as you can see on this graph, it's actually labeled as pent-up demand. So when I talk about there's too many buyers and there's not enough sellers, this is exactly what I'm talking about. There's buyers in the market that want to move up. There's buyers that are moving here, and there's just this clog of inventory that people aren't moving out of. They're either not moving away, they're not going to an apartment, or there's not a new house for them to move into, or a resale house for them to move into. I don't know an easy way out of this other than honestly to build our way through it. The economy remains strong. We're going to continue to attract people here, and home builders just have to build to relieve a lot of this demand. And once that happens, some of these existing people who are sitting in their homes, and I'm one of them. My wife and I have lived in our house for 11 years now. I think we're right at the average, as a matter of fact. People will start releasing their homes onto the market, and that'll help stabilize everything. So I want to keep this video pretty short. I hope this helps. I hope you found it informative. If I can ever do anything for you, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. And leave me a comment below if you have any questions.